The next set of tools to look at are the data warehouse tools. So before looking into the tools useful for data warehouse, let's just go through briefly what data warehouse is. It's a database that is designed to store large volumes of heterogeneous data. Yeah, that's a heterogeneous. So usually when you say database, it's homogeneous. So whereas this one is talking of heterogeneous data. The data warehouse activities revolves basically around three main processes. As the data is coming from various sources of different formats and all that. So the first activity we do is extract the data from the source and then transform into a standard form and finally load onto the data warehouse. So the data is extracted from each source separately, and depending on the format of the data and the format of data required at the warehouse, the appropriate transformations are carried out, and finally they are loaded onto the data warehouse. So data warehouse is a storehouse for information gathered from one or more sources. So that's how this overall picture of data warehouse concept is. The data is made available from various sources, and they are finally put onto one central repository called the data warehouse, and from where the data is collected for different activities like analyzing the data, reporting from the data, data mining, and all that. So while doing this, a small chunk of data is separated out, maybe copied out in a different place, and these the central repository is the data house, whereas these smaller chunks are the data stores or data marts. So for analysis purpose, whatever data is required, that is extracted from the warehouse and dumped onto this storage temporarily, and then analysis is done. So this temporary storage where the only required amount of data is used is data store or data mart. Then managing this data warehouse is almost impossible manually. So we do require tools to make sure that the warehouse is successfully, efficiently, flawlessly, with no error, with no problems, uh, is run. So for that, tools are required. So data warehouse tools are leveraged by businesses for the following purposes: to gain strategic and operational knowledge about the data warehouse we have, accelerate decision making and support system. So to speed up the decision making process and connected support system, we do require tools to examine and assess the effectiveness of the marketing efforts, analyze the performance of your employees, keep an eye on consumer trends, forecast, and all that. So different methods are available for solving various problems. The warehouse tools available, most commonly used, are the Apache Spark, SQL, Google BigQuery, Snowflake, Amazon S3, Hive, and Greenplum. So these are the tools we are looking in detail in this series. There are many more available, but most commonly used in data analytics and machine learning are these. So we'll look in overviews of these tools. So it gives an overall picture what all are possible. So that's it for now.